Hi, my name's Judy.
And I'm Ceci.
And together we are
Two Girls on a Mic. Do elevator music. Welcome to Two Girls on a Mic, a podcast where we talk about just about anything and everything from TikTok trends like we did last week to sex, relationships, basically anything.
You name it, we talk about it.
Yeah. We give our uncensored and unapologetic opinions on all these things. So if you want to stick around for some hot takes, this is the place to find them.
This is the place to stick around and listen to us ramble about random things that you may or may not like. So stay tuned.
All right. Well, it's been another long night.
Oh my God, yes. Yesterday was Sunday and we went to go see Somebody One and Simple Plan.
Yeah.
And it was so good.
Yeah, they were really good.
So good.
Their opener was really good too. I forgot the name. But
Magnolia Park.
Yeah.
Magnolia Park. And they're really good.
They are really good. And I like that when Simple Plan went on, they had the singer of them. Mm-hmm.
That's when
for what song. When the guy was like crowd surfing
because then Pierre went to do drums, I think.
Oh.
And then the lead singer came to do the singing part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
For sure.
Definitely very tired.
I had to call off work.
Yeah. Yesterday was your turn driving.
Yeah, and it wasn't too bad. And I feel like I was less tired this time around because I didn't drink like I did on Friday, and that gets me at least more tired.
Yeah, and now I'm feeling that.
So it wasn't too bad, but oh my God, if I can go see Somebody One again, I would. Like,
they're really good.
So good at just entertaining. Mm-hmm. Like, don't get me wrong, Newfound Glory I love.
Yeah.
But Somebody One puts on a show.
It's really good.
Oh my God. Like I was telling Eric, I was reliving all the videos. I'm like, oh my God, I just don't get it. Because I've been wanting to see them. Because I saw them one time at Warped Tour. But literally we woke up. They were going to go on set at 12. We woke up like at 11:15.
Oh, damn.
And they were all the way in Pomona.
Yeah.
So we had to get ready super quick, and we barely, I think we missed one song when we got there. Like, we just made it. I was like, and they were like one of the bands that I wanted to go see. Mm-hmm. And it was good. And I was like, but I've always wanted to go. Yeah. And I was supposed to go the year that I got pregnant. And I couldn't go because I was like 6-7 months. I was freaking big. So I was like, I'm not going to go in there.
Yeah.
It was a bigger venue too. So I'm like,
Yeah. And we saw some cheating.
I didn't witness it, but they Ceci did.
Yeah, because Judy was like literally a row ahead of me and Fabi because you're shorter. So
I have to be in the front. Like, don't go to a concert with me if you're not going to be in the front because I'm just going to lose you.
And next to Judy, there was a group of, at first it was like 2 girls and 2 guys. Yeah. And I think, I don't know, there was a lot of people that they all seemed to be in the group, but these were the culprits. So there was a blonde girl and her boyfriend, husband, I don't know. But you could very clearly tell that they were together. Because when we got there, like, he was being very touchy with her. They were giving each other kisses. And that's fine, whatever. And they were there with, I'm assuming, her friend. Because she kept, like, turning around to look for her. Yeah. And she had, I don't know if it was brunette or black, but
I think it was black.
And at one point, Fabi and I were standing behind them. Because we were, like, in a weird line. Yeah. And we saw the guy was like hugging his girlfriend on the side because she was next to him, and next to her was her other friend. And he like reached over to the other friend and was like rubbing her back and like up to her neck. And me and Fabi were looking at each other like. And then as soon as the blonde girl, she left at some point, I don't know for what, but the guy like scooted closer to the other girl and was like hugging her, and we were just like, whoa.
It's a little sketch.
It was a little sketchy.
Y'all should record him like, you're on cheaters.
So if you went to a Sum 41 concert and we look familiar, sorry.
But also, karma to her because she was being a bitch too.
That's kind of true. But
whatever. I'm not going to get into that.
But yeah, that was yesterday. I'm dying today.
For sure.
I'm over this heat.
I know. I kind of miss. The only reason why I miss work is because I would be freezing my ass off in my office.
Yeah, but I'm ready for this to be over.
I know. I think I am too. I need to go to the beach a couple more times, and I'll be good. And then I'm ready for the fall. The chunky sweaters, hoodies, sweats, you name it.
We're ready for it.
For sure.
Over it. Okay. Now for Thankful Thursday. You know what? I'm going to say Fabi. Because because this is also like back to yesterday. Mm-hmm. Originally, it was 5 of us going. 2 of us didn't feel good. They couldn't go. But they kind of set the day of.
I know. They bailed out so last minute.
So...
If you hear squeaking, it's our assistant, director, and cameraman. He just wants to keep us on our toes, you know?
But yeah, and they kind of dropped out last minute. So
literally maybe 2 hours before we were going to leave to the show.
And so we're like, okay, well, now what are we going to do?
Who do we take?
So we text Fabi literally, 2 hours before we were going to leave. And she's like, okay.
And she responded within minutes.
Yeah. So find yourself friends that'll do stuff last minute with you.
I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm thankful for Fabi because she made it super awesome.
Yeah.
Because then the other 2 people who ended up going, they ended up bailing out too. Within they only saw the openers and that's it. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, get friends that are so down to they don't even. I don't think she even asked who. Until after she said yes. Yeah. But for sure, yeah. Having awesome friends makes concerts so much better.
Yeah. That's that. That's how have your guys' week's been. But today's episode, we're going to be talking about celebrities who have either been arrested, they have some sketchy stuff behind them, and that we feel like people just don't really talk about this stuff that much. Mm-hmm. I feel like celebrities can get away with a lot. Because they can
sweep it under the rug, or they're so likable that people
won't really care.
It's okay. But if it would have been a common Joe, oh no, they would see him as the worst person ever. Mm-hmm. It's just because you have money and you're famous doesn't make you above the law. Yeah, but in some cases, I guess it does.
Yeah, but I think one thing that I noticed a lot of celebrities have are DUIs, and I don't know, I don't get DUIs. I don't feel bad for people who get them because you know what you're doing.
You made a choice. Yeah. You may have not been in all your senses, but I mean...
You know if you're going to be drinking that you should just get a DD or Uber somewhere. And you're celebrities. You can very well afford
have that.
Yeah.
Because I forgot, I just saw it on the news maybe a few weeks ago where this girl got dropped off at her house after drinking, and she made the choice to go... get in her car, and I don't know what she was gonna go do, but she was super drunk, and she got in an accident. Yeah, and I was just you literally got an Uber or somebody dropped you off at home because you were intoxicated. You decided to get in your car.
I know you should just call it a night.
Yeah, or Uber Eats, or if you're gonna get food or whatever, or ask your friend, hey, can you whatever it is. I don't know what was so important that you had to get back on the road.
Yeah, and honestly, to these, it's you're lucky that you didn't kill anybody. Because again, like you said, if it was just the average Joe, they're the bad guy. They were drinking and they got into an accident that the other people didn't survive it. But these people, Justin Bieber got one, Khloe Kardashian got one.
You know what?
John Stamos,
Mac Miller got one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right before his death, he was going through a lot of shit, and he crashed his I think it was his Mercedes. Yeah, when I heard that, I was so pissed. I was really? Come on, dude.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's plenty of other ones, but those are the ones that came up. And it's just you got lucky that 1, you're okay, and 2, that nobody else got hurt. Maybe your car got fucked up, but...
Yeah, but I mean, you can easily replace that. You know? To me, there's no excuse on why you can't find some other kind of transportation, especially if you're a celebrity. Because I mean, you have
so many options.
Yeah,
money aside, you probably have a chauffeur. You can get anybody. If you're at a party, I'm sure anybody would be willing to drop you off or have somebody drop you off. So
or just fucking sleep over.
Yeah, have a big sleepover. Or have the party at your house if you're planning on getting that fucked up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or if you know you're a drinker, if you know that you're that kind of person who likes to party and drink, be smart and think about it before. Like, hey, either have your chauffeur waiting for you, security, whoever the hell you need. If you know, because you have those people who party and just know that they're going to get fucked up. You know, don't play yourself. Don't think like, I'll be fine. No, you're not.
Another one, and I actually didn't know this. I saw it on TikTok, and then I looked into it. Was Winona Ryder. She was arrested for shoplifting. It was more than $5,000 worth of merchandise from a Beverly Hills outpost.
Was she just coming up?
I think so. And to this, I don't. It's gonna sound bad, but shoplifting, I don't really care if people do it, just because these big brand stores,
they're insured.
Yeah. Nothing's gonna happen to them.
I was gonna say they're not gonna lose
a ton.
Yeah.
And then also it's the morality thing too, because there's people that shoplift from grocery stores. And I think that would 100%, I would turn my eye the other way. I don't know your situation if you're stealing food.
Exactly. But I think, because I know that's been a big thing, just nowadays, where the smash and grabs, the Ulta, all these makeup stores are getting robbed. And as a person who works there, do you put yourself at risk at the same time? Is the company gonna look out for you?
Right. Because I don't know if you've seen the Best Buy videos when people are running out and the security stops them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
I would be like, you know what? No, stop.
Yeah, because you don't know if they have a gun or a knife or anything. And is that TV worth my life? No.
Plus, Best Buy, you're not gonna lose money over a fucking $500 TV.
But I saw that, I was like, I didn't know that she got arrested for that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Interesting.
Did you know about Martha Stewart?
Yeah. I know. I didn't know what exactly she did. I just knew that she had done time.
Yeah.
And that she has now she hangs out with Snoop. She's like, oh, she came out of jail. Now she's so hard. No, but I think it was tax evasion. I think so.
Because right here, from the article I saw, it said security fraud. So she was sentenced to 5 months. And then she even said, she said it was horrifying and no one should have to go through the kind of indignity, really, except for murderers. And there are a few other categories. It's a very awful thing.
I wonder what happened.
I know. Because I don't know. I think taxes are stupid. I think
for sure.
Countries that already have everything included, I think that's how we should be, if anything, or just get rid of taxes.
Yeah, because I'm just y'all tax for everything. Yeah. And then some cities have higher taxes and I know City of Compton has hella high tax. I'm like, your roads are still fucking fucked. I'm like, what do you guys do with my taxes?
Yeah, literally.
So I've gotten so many flat tires. So y'all need to fix this shit.
Yeah, I know. And then it's also there's differences too, because the rich people, they know their ways around taxes. Yep. And it's complicated the way I look at it, because I'm like, okay, that's smart, but also at the same time, that's not fair to everybody else.
Yeah, they have the knowledge on how to tax write off and do all this crap, and it's if
it was for good, and instead of paying your taxes, you were donating a shit ton to charities and stuff, that's understandable. But if you're not doing that, and I know that's what people argue with Bezos and Elon Musk, oh yeah, well they give so much back to the community. It's okay, but they also have so much money that it's weird because they don't need it.
I was gonna say they have so much money that they can probably feed the whole world. Yeah. And it not affect their income at all.
It would just be a small percentage. Yeah, a write-off for them.
I'm saying this because I'm not in the position that I have money like them, but I feel I would want to give back to especially the third world countries that have nothing. Yeah. And you have this much money that if you feed everybody in that town, it's gonna be a fucking dollar to you. Yeah. It's why wouldn't you do that? Yeah. So, and some people argue well, it's their money, they can do whatever they want. They work hard for them. Okay, but this is why we have poverty and stuff like that, because we look out for ourselves only instead of looking out for as humans, as human species. We should be looking out for each other, but now it's so annoying.
And also just to go based off of that, I know Amazon, I don't even know if he's the CEO of it anymore. But even when he was, he's still paying Amazon workers minimum wage.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you have that much money and your workers are literally around the clock because they have Prime where it has to get there the next day, they have to like the drivers, they're putting themselves at risk. Like, what if they're not getting enough sleep? Because they're doing deliveries from a huge time allotted just for them to drive around.
Right.
I don't know what their turnaround time is. So it's like...
I think it depends on what position you are. Because like warehouse workers are obviously going to get paid less. Not that they should, but they are. Just realistically, when people think warehouse, it's like, oh, well, they're just packing. But you don't understand, like, the amount of orders that Amazon gets in an hour. I'm sure they're more than capable of paying them a good living wage, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, talking about taxes, I know Shakira just recently was getting and she's fighting back. She didn't want to accept the plea bargain or whatever. Because okay, so this is what it says. They're stating that she lived in Spain in 2012, 13, and 14 for more than 200 days. And I guess you are considered like a resident or whatever.
Okay.
And the judge, Marcos Jesus Uberias, argued that Shakira lived more than 200 days in Spain in each of those years, or those 3 years, making her liable to pay taxes in the country. At the time, Spanish media reported that Shakira's team argued her main residence was in the Bahamas, but local media reported that she has a home in Barcelona area with her former partner.
So basically, because she was living there
for 200 days each of those years, I guess if you live a certain amount of time, you would be considered paying taxes.
Considered a resident. Yeah, I don't know how taxes work in Spain. If it's anything like how it works here, then yeah, they're going to try to tax you on everything.
But I'm like, you make so much money, just pay it.
That's also true.
I mean,
yeah.
But again, it's also the principle.
Yeah. So yeah, that's tricky too, because obviously for us it looks one way because we're not rich.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like I'm just thinking of it on a smaller scale. When I see stuff on like my card, it's like, oh, you didn't do this on a certain date. Here's a like $5 fee. Honestly, me, sometimes I won't even bother trying to fix it because I know it's going to take forever, so I'll just pay it.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking of it like that. Like, how much could it be where it's like an inconvenience?
Yeah, that's true.
But
because I mean, she's gonna spend a good amount of money for lawyers and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know.
So what would you rather put your money towards?
Yeah.
And how long do you want to deal with it? Yeah. That also, I don't know why that reminded me of I forgot her name, but she plays Aunt Becky in Full House.
Oh, shoot, I can't remember her name.
But you know what happened about the whole college thing?
Yeah.
That's also very, like, it's just unfair.
Yeah, just like, because you have the money, you're gonna take spots from students who busted their ass to get into USC or whatever other colleges. Just like, because you have money?
Yeah.
Just to say that you
working for it. Yeah, there's kids that, like, they have to work to support their parents, and they're still like working their ass off at school. And she's just over here like,
here's $500,000.
Here's a check.
Let me donate it, or whatever. Because it was she got in through a scholarship for a sport or some shit like that. I think she was doing rowing, because I remember them talking about her taking pictures of rowing a boat.
Wow.
Or something like that. So that was like evidence that she was. I'm just like, come on.
Yeah, I just think stuff like that, it's not cool. Like, I understand you have the money for it. Yes, you want the best for your kid, but also your kid should know. And I don't think that these kids should get special treatment. Like, oh, they were just living their high school. Like, they weren't caring about it. They didn't think about it. It's like, okay, neither does any other high schooler.
Right.
They have to find it within themselves to know what they want to do. It's not different for just because you're on different social classes.
Right. And I don't even think the girl wanted to go there. It was more so her mom pushing for her to go. And it's like, why? And I get it. She probably, I think the story was like she didn't go to college and she wanted the best for her kid or whatever. I'm like, why push for something that your kid doesn't even want? Because she's not. Because I think she was doing like social media or whatnot. She was doing like YouTube, so she wasn't really even wanting to go to college. Why take somebody else's spot?
Yeah,
must be nice.
I know. Also the Me Too movement, like going into TV and stuff like that. The most recent one I could think of is R. Kelly, because his trial was this year or last year.
I think it was I think it was last year. It's been a while that he's been in trial, but I think they finally
sentenced him. Yeah, that Bill Cosby. And it's
so crazy to think that, like, when I heard about Bill Cosby, I was shocked because I'm like, I would not think that of him, but
it could be anyone, and that's like the sucky thing. And that's like, from the short amount of time I've worked on shows and stuff, it's crazy to see stuff that happens, and it's like who's allowing this to happen? Because on the first show I worked on, I can't say much because I want to get but a situation happened with a guy and one of the background actors, and it was like pretty bad, and the higher ups were like, oh yeah, he's gonna be gone, he's gonna be out of here, and he wasn't. Like, they kept him there, and it's like, why? Was there not an investigation done? Was there?
And I feel like in that industry, because especially if it's like a big star, they're not gonna want to lose that person and lose so much money for what they would consider an inconvenience. Yeah, even though it's more than that. I mean, come on, it's really people are getting hurt. Like, it's not fair.
Like Matt today, he came out. He's like, I just learned about Dan Schneider. I'm surprised he didn't hear about it before, but the guy, if you guys don't know, he was like the creator behind iCarly, Sam and Cat. I think he did Zoe 101 too.
Oh, probably.
And Jeanette McCurdy, I don't know her last name. I think it's McCurdy or something like that. Yeah. She came out and kind of like exposed how things for her were and how she was like always uncomfortable. And I think Ariana Grande,
Ariana Grande, the girl from Victoria's, the main chick, I can't remember her name.
Victoria Justice?
Yeah. And even like the male cast would say that he gave like creepy vibes. Like, it was just weird.
Somebody like noticed on social media, they noticed that he did like a lot of weird stuff with feet. Like with the kids. Yeah. And it's super weird. It's gross. And it's like, I think they said that either he or the studio, was probably the studio, paid the parents of the kids to like keep them quiet. Wow. So it's also their shitty parents.
And also the parents. Like, why would you?
If your kid's uncomfortable, don't them out. Yeah, don't take money over them being like comfortable.
That just shows the kind of parents that they are, that they're so willing to do anything for their kids to make it. And then because obviously they're using the kids as their retirement.
Yeah, and so it makes you wonder, like, you see all these kid stars that go through their phase where people are like, oh, they're crazy, or oh, they're like,
but they get put through so much.
Now it's like, okay, well, what did they go through as kids that's making them want to act this way now?
Right. And I feel like they lose their like freedom to be a kid because they have to grow up so fast. They can't just, I'm gonna go get ice cream, or I'm gonna go, on a go play or whatever, do regular kid stuff, because they're learning lines, they're filming, they're doing press, they're doing all this other crap that they lose the sense of being a kid. Yeah. Which sucks. So
now every time I see an actor like that, I'm like, What like, because also Megan Fox too. She wasn't a kid, but she was, I think Transformers was like her big role. And she came out about like how she felt uncomfortable with Michael Bay and all that stuff. It's like, dang, if that could be happening, like, for sure. It's just scary to like think of how bad things could get without people knowing, because they pay people off.
Well, look at what's his face? What's the guy? The main guy who started with the Me Too movement.
Harvey Weinstein.
There you go, him. Like, everything that he did to these like women,
it's just gross. And then because I had a teacher when I was going to school, I had a teacher that worked with him and his brother. During one of our lectures, he said, he's like, yeah, Harvey was like bad. And in my head, I'm like, how many people saw his behavior, and because of his name they were just like, oh yeah, it's whatever.
Like, I think Salma Hayek spoke out on like an incident that she had with him, and I was just like, he used his name and power to really get his way. Yeah. which is so sad because people are so desperate because they work so hard to get in the industry. It's not an easy industry to get in. Yeah. So the fact that he's like, well, I can make you or break you. Yeah. And you have to be like, well, how bad do I want it? You know?
Also on that, I didn't know Charlie Sheen because it said he was arrested for assaulting his ex-wife. I didn't know that. And I worked on something where he was there. And if I wouldn't have known this, he was a nice guy.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
but
nothing.
I know he was going through a lot of shit, like doing a lot of drugs and stuff like that. Not that it's an excuse, but it's definitely a factor. Yeah,
people... I say this very lightly. People can change. I'm not saying that clears up what they've done before, but I think that they could stop what they're doing after learning from their consequences. Yeah. So not saying that they just magically become a better person, but they learn and they try to grow from it. Grow from it. So yeah, because when I met him, I didn't know about this, and he was really nice. He was really nice to all of us, and he didn't really like cause any issues. So when I learned about this, I was like, whoa, like, that's crazy.
Yeah. And, but then there's people who don't learn from it, like Chris Brown, which pisses me off to this day that he is still as big as he is. And I'm probably gonna get some shit because of this, because I have like diehard fans of friends that they're like, well, so what? It just happened. Like,
what do you mean so what?
And it's like, he literally beat the shit out of Rihanna. Yeah. And then with Kehlani, I think it was, that he was dating, and she had to get a restraining order. I'm like, if it would have stopped with Rihanna, then yes, okay, he was young, he was dumb,
Again, he could grow from it.
Yeah. But he's continued to be like, just have a shitty like attitude and his behavior. And I can't stand behind somebody who wouldn't continue to think that's okay. Yeah. And I know that growing up, his dad or stepdad or whatever would beat his mom, and that may be a factor of why he's so aggressive, but it doesn't make it okay.
No, yeah. And that's something where you could turn it around. Like, there's been plenty of people who have seen their parents get into it, like their dad would beat them, and they want to change because of that. Yeah, because they don't want to put their own family through that. And so I don't believe that, oh, I saw my parents do it, that's why I do it. It's like, no, there's been plenty of people who see that and turn it around.
Right. So I'm just like, that's one artist that I cannot stand. Like, I loved his music growing up, but I will skip his music because I just can't. Yeah. Because I'm like, I would not want to be in that situation or have like a friend, or if I had a daughter or anything like that, niece, and have to go through that, and his behavior be like, oh, it's Chris Brown, so what? Yeah. It's like, okay, well, you're belittling what happened to the woman, exes, which sucks.
Yeah. And something that kind of irritates me when people tell me that, like, when I say I don't watch someone's movies or I don't listen to somebody's music because I don't like them, they're like, oh, you just have to separate the artist from the art. Like, no, because if I look into the art, they get money from it, and that's me supporting them. So why would I want to do that?
Exactly.
So I hate, like, I guess, yeah, if I like didn't like someone because I don't know, their hair was stupid, then I could get that. But like when it comes to more important and like serious matters, then it's like, no, I don't need to separate it because that's their art is them.
Because it also shows the kind of person that you are. That something like that is not as important to you. Just because you like the music. And like, I mean, if that's who you are, it is what it is. But I personally cannot support somebody who is a shitty person, Yeah. Because I wouldn't want them around in my life. Like, if they were my friend, like, if any of our friends would ever act that way, I would be so quick to check them. Yeah. And if they didn't want to change, then at that point, I'd cut them off so fast.
Yeah. So that's all the, like, people that we have and, like, movements and yeah, my stance is still from like the beginning, and I also realized that we didn't do a hot take.
Well, the hot take could have been that celebrities get away with it.
Yeah, so I still think they do. I think they get away with a lot more than any other person could be able to, and I think it does need to change because at that point you're just having different standards for different people, and that's, for my like personal morals and stuff, that's not what I stand for.
Right. Yeah. And I think more people, especially like higher ups, like directors and stuff like that, need to take a stand and say, hey, I may lose money, But this is more important. Where I'm not gonna have our people subjected to shitty, abusive behavior or sexual advances or stuff like that, because it's not okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So those are our final closing thoughts for the episode. I'm sure that there's plenty of other people that we're not talking about, not touching on. So if you guys would be curious for part 2, or if you know of any of these that we didn't mention, because I honestly don't know too much of, like, all of these. I kind of had to like look up.
Right.
So I'd be curious to learn some more. But yeah, so if you want to let us know, all of our social medias are at 2 Girls on a Mic. Both of ours are in the description below. And with that being said, you'll see us on the next one. Bye.
Something fair. No. Fuck.
Give us a moment.
Give us a minute, yeah.
I know. And also, we have a clapboard now. The house is not falling apart. We live next to a freeway. Oh, look. An Amazon package just got
Thank you.
Do you have any words to say?
How do you feel? Are you getting paid enough?
I
know. Okay, never mind. That's unnecessary information.
Yeah, I think, I don't know.
Sorry, it's a little windy.
I'm quite upset.